And now you're heard.
Welcome to the Chelladurai Inc. show. I'm your host, Aaron Trilling, alongside my co-host, Jordan Pravin Phillip. Time now is 9 p.m. West Coast time. I believe it's midnight back east. Good morning to everybody out there. Wonderful show we have lined up for this evening. But as we always do at this time, we always just like to do a little sports recap. Got a couple different things going on for you folks. For all of us not knowing what's going on in the world of sports, real quick, baseball coming into the dog days as we reach the first week of August. Tampa Bay beats up on the Royals 3-2. Cleveland over Minnesota 9-2. Cincinnati Reds take on the St. Louis Cardinals and shut them out in Cincinnati at 7-0. Phillies lose at home to the San Francisco Giants in 10 innings, 3-2. Chicago White Sox take on the Detroit Tigers in Detroit and are able to secure a road win there at a score of 6-3. Subway Series with the New York Mets and the New York Yankees. Mets take a 4-1 win in Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. Oakland and Anaheim. Oakland was again able to get on the road in extra innings in the 10th and seal the deal at a score of 8-6. Texas Rangers, the oh-so-hot Texas Rangers, can't lose. They beat Baltimore at Camden Yards at a score of 5-3. 5-2 Atlanta over Pittsburgh. 4-1 Toronto over Houston. And 4-2 Dodgers tonight at the Coors Field at Mile High Stadium. So a lot of road wins. A lot of road wins this evening. As far as football is concerned, training camp has just started. Big out here, where we're recording out here in San Diego. Chargers look like they started minicamp on the 29th. I guess they had a record turnout by Charger fans. They had 2,000 people come to practice. I've been going to those practices for a few years, and I mean, there's just a few hundred, less than 1,000 generally, and I guess 2,000. So they're really showing their support out here as the Chargers could be on the line for potentially their last season in San Diego. So a great turnout we had on the 29th. In other news, the Olympics start tomorrow. Wonderful. I think that's going to be 2 weeks. Of course, it's down in Brazil and Rio. And, man, there's a lot going on right now as far as this whole Zika virus. There's athletes from numerous events pulling out, not going down, representing their country due to, again, this Zika virus. So it's definitely an epidemic. It's definitely serious. Tourism is at an all-time low in Brazil right now. And now with the already pre-planned Olympics being down there, because these Olympics are planned like 5 to 6 years in advance anyway, if not more. This whole Zika thing is really putting a scare onto people, but hopefully the United States can get it done and show the world how we run, jump, and swim, so to speak. Other than that, there's some golf going on, hockey's out. Basketball, I guess Russell Wilson just re-signed with OKC, and I guess he was just surprised as everybody else when it came time to see Kevin Durant actually move over to Golden State. He didn't want anybody to think that he knew anything, had any inside knowledge or whatever, but, that's also huge. I mean, this is kind of maybe a month old now, folks, but Kevin Durant did sign with the Golden State Warriors now, which is the biggest off-season trade since I couldn't tell you last. I mean, now they got, Draymond Green. They got the Splash Brothers, Klay Thompson and Steph Curry. They, Bogut's going to be healthy next season. And now they got this guy, this 6'10" guy that could just do it all. So definitely a force to be reckoned with. Anyway, folks, Jordan and I, the last few weeks, have really focused and really hadn't had an entrepreneurial spotlight the last week. Jordan and I have been really getting down as far as business is concerned and talking about really marketing your product, your service, yourself, whatever you have to really just market yourself. We were talking about SEO and how important it is right now in today's industry, in today's time, especially with 2016, how important it is to have a viral presence. But, we did start this show many, many months ago and want to bring music back. We used to have a lot of entrepreneurial music spotlights. We were kind of doing a doubleheader as far as business and music, but we're going to bring it back with music because that was the catalyst for Jordan and myself starting this show. And we do have a very special guest tonight, a longtime friend of ours, just dropping a new project, and I'm going to actually let him talk about it right now. He goes by the name T3HUNDRED. Mr. T300, you are live on the Chelladurai Inc. show. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
What's up? What's up? I'm glad to be on you guys' show. Thanks for having me.
Yeah,
thanks for coming
so
on,
much,
bro.
T. Thanks so much.
Yeah, no.
So, T, basically what we do is I'm going to let you kind of take the floor right here, kind of explain yourself, what you're all about, a little bit of background on you. If you could kind of tell our audience as far as what kind of music you're in, where you came from, kind of the rags to riches, so to speak. I know we're still on the riches grind, but just from beginning to childhood to really where you're at now, if you don't mind just kind of sharing a little bit about yourself, you can just have the floor for the next few minutes.
All right, cool. Well, I go by T300. Originally from San Diego, California. Grew up in North County. Basically this whole music thing all came about like in high school. Me and one of my close friends, he's also a rapper. He goes by the name of Guillotine. We like been doing this grind like since high school. Like he like first got me into like buying my own equipment to teach me how to record, and then it all just took off from there. And I had moved around a lot, just trying to find my groove, trying to find my sound. Like a lot of people were saying I was just sound like a different type of artist. Now when you're trying to like be your own and be creative, you don't want someone to tell you that you sound like the next person. So I was like really struggling to find like my own sound, and like it finally like came about. But like me and my boy Gilla, we had reconnected after a few years, and we had started a group called Black Resume, and it was four cats that I grew up with. One of them was my brother, and we had took San Diego by storm, and we had just did the whole Black Resume thing. We thought it would be the smartest way to do it if instead of paying to play to get on other people's shows and all this other stuff, that we should just throw our own show. So we went from doing the music thing to actually like putting our hands into like the business side and like getting artists to come to these to open up for these shows and getting headliners, and we're also part of these events. And like that's basically where like I felt like I had got my big buzz in doing like this music, if you want to say, from just doing all like the independent grind, like not waiting for anybody, like just trying to get everything like done like on your own. And after like a few years of doing like the whole Black Resume thing, like everyone, like you can just see like everyone had different paths for where they wanted to take their music. So the whole group thing was just put on the hold, and then I started really focusing on working on my solo project. And right now I'm staying in LA. I had moved out to LA to further my music career. And and that's where we are right now. I just dropped this project, Blazerz. Blazerz is basically like a play on words, really. It basically tells like the story of like like anyone who like knows my music or like knows me like knows that I enjoy smoking. And but also Blazerz is like once I had moved out here to like LA, like I had to switch up the grind. I had to find out how I was gonna get money, how I was gonna do things so I can like live, and so I could also like fund this music. And I had met a few cats out here, and for some reason the hustle had involved like wearing a blazer. Like it was crazy. Like my whole hustle changed. Like now I gotta dress like just like a little bit more sophisticated. So like it's like kind of like this whole project's kind of like telling a story like as if like if my blazer could talk, like this is what it would tell you. Because if anyone else could tell my story, it would be my Blazer, because I've like done everything that I've been doing like out here, like when it comes to like hustling, like in this Blazer. So it was kind of like the main inspiration of like this whole project. And I like basically just been building like around that whole like concept, like where this Blazer, like all the different places this Blazer has like taken me, from my ups, my downs, from when I'm having a good time, from when I'm basically just like thinking about life. So yeah, like that's basically what this project is. It's mostly funk and G-funk. I really wanted to let people know like that's like my roots. Like I grew up listening to a lot of funk, from like George Clinton, and even some like G-funk to like when Snoop was doing it, Sugar Free, Cocaine. Like my roots basically come from like G-funk. I just wanted to paint that picture in this project and let people know like that's like my interest is out. And it was also good because it sets me apart from what's going on right now. Like, I'm not trying to, like, be in the same boat as all these other people that are, like, just doing what's hot now and not doing, like, what they're actually, like, interested in. So, like, yeah.
Yeah, I want to say you came. Yeah, you came across with whatever you just said right now. It's funny because I was driving the other night. I was driving home late, and I just had that Blazerz on. I was just listening to it in the car on my drive down, and
nice.
Every track, not every track, but there were a couple of tracks where I was just like, this sound is so familiar to me, because like one of my biggest inspirations is DJ Quick, and you know, kind of like the brother to DJ Quick is Sugar Free, and like that one track, Hypnotized, really. Is that right? Hypnotized, right?
Yeah, Hypnotized. Yeah,
that's my shit. That is my shit right there. That I've been playing that back and forth. Like that's hot, man. And that has that classic sound.
Yeah, like that's like if anyone's ever heard like the Black Resume stuff that I've done, and then for example, like how you said Hypnotized, completely different. Like I really want to like test the waters with like a whole funk, because that's like really like where my passion is. And yeah, like most people don't even know, like my name, like my actual government name is Tavares, which came from my mom had named me after her favorite band in the 70s, which is a funk band. So it's like it's kind of like it's always like this funk, G-funk, like whole like West Coast vibe has always been like instilled in me, and I just wanted to like share with everyone like the kind of music that I like listening to like on a regular. And,
right.
I love that. I love that, T. I love that. Folks, you guys just joining us. We have hip-hop artist T3HUNDRED on, San Diego native, now living in L.A., just dropped his new project, Blazerz. T, where can our audience find, where are you right now as far as social media? Where are your links at? Are you on, SoundCloud? What are some of the places that we can find Blazerz at?
Right. You can find Blazerz, well, like right now, I'm trying to have it free. I want everyone to hear it. So you can find Blazerz on SoundCloud for free, and you can find it on Dat Piff for free. It's only going to be free for just a limited time. I'm going to try to have it free as long as I can, but it's going to move to iTunes and Spotify and all of that in like the near future. But right now, you can get it on SoundCloud or on Dat Piff for free.
And I gotta just interrupt right there. I think it's great, T, that you're offering this music for free, because I mean, for our audience that doesn't know. Jordan, myself, we've known T3HUNDRED for quite some time. Known him for many, many years, and the level of his talent is definitely something that money can buy. And the fact that you are giving your product for free right now, I think is great, T. Because I mean, I'd rather bump this than 90% of the things that I'm hearing right now on the radio, which artists are out there trying to get people to pay for. So. That's very humbling, and it shows a lot about your character as an artist, even though you've been around. I mean, you've been around the block. Obviously, you're still trying to make it to that top spot. But I mean, Jordan, I think you can attest to that this music completely at no cost is great, wouldn't you say?
Oh yeah, definitely. And that's another thing for everybody out there. T is actually not new to the game. You've had stuff international over a decade, right? You've had your music overseas even, right? With that Bathing Apes project, right? That shit was hot.
That is actually a long time ago. I don't even want to speak about that. It's like one of those things, like when you first get into the game, you just want to put music out. You haven't really perfected your craft yet, and it's just out there. But then, like, you start getting better, and now when you hear it, it's, like, cringing. But I do appreciate you liking that, because, like, that was some of my earliest work, like, when I was still trying to find out what I wanted to do with this whole music thing.
Right. I mean, it's awesome because, I mean, if you keep progressing on the path that you're on, then you're going to look back in 5 years and Blazerz is going to be like, I mean, it's an awesome project today, but you're probably going to flip everybody's lid with what you're going to be doing, 5 years down the line. So yeah, that's solid.
That's the plan, to always progress. I definitely am like intending on that being the case. Like, progression is key.
Definitely, yeah. And what do you one kind of key interesting thing that we've been thinking about is, what are your studio habits like? What kind of stuff do you do when you're in the studio to kind of get into your creative space? How do you tap that creative part of you?
Well, really, like, a lot of herbs, and I need a lot of room, because, like, a lot of room to move around, because when I'm writing things, I like to act it out. Like, I like to, like, put expressions into it and move around. And, like, also, like, try to get an understanding of what my breath control is going to be. Because you're going to have to, sooner or later, perform these tracks on stage. So you got to kind of be ready for, like, how your breath, your breath control is going to have to be on stage. So I like a lot of room, a lot of herb. And if you're not making the track or having any kind of creative purpose, I don't like anyone in the studio.
Makes sense.
So,
yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah. That's like kind of how I like tackle things. But mainly when I do go to the studio, though, it's already ready. Like, I'm already prepared. Like, I don't like going to the studio and making the track there unless it was like off vibes. Like, someone said, "Oh, check this beat out," and I'm just liking it, and then it's like, we just got to do it there. But if I have all the materials before I go to the studio, I usually don't like. I usually like making it before I even get there. Like, I like being prepared and having everything ready.
Right. You even have you have it memorized, right? Or do you actually have paper in the studio?
Well, now, like, I finally transitioned over to my phone, so I'll go and, like, bring my phone. I used to have big old notebooks, and then you can hear, like, the pages moving every time I'm doing the words. So I had to upgrade with the times with that. But like, I'll remember most of it, because the way I like to spit my rhymes, it's like, it'll go from a rap to, like, melody, and then, like, maybe, like, some more rap and melody, so it's kind of easy to, like, remember for me. So like, I'll remember most of it, but I always use my phone as, like, guideline.
Yeah, definitely, and that's what, because you have such a free-flowing kind of a swing in all the songs that it's almost like you can't really have anything, like, any buffer in the way, right? Like, it's coming from inside just straight out, as opposed to hitting your eyes, processing in your brain, and then coming out of your mouth.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Like, it's just coming off a feeling.
Sure.
So T, let's talk just a little bit more about Blazerz. Is this solely produced by one person? Were you working with a team of artists and musicians and producers on this? I mean, is it all you? You got some features? What's kind of the schematics of this album? You got a bunch of different people on it, or is it solely you?
Yeah. I'm not sure if I brought it up earlier, but there's 8 tracks, and
okay.
Usually I don't collaborate with people, like, just because, like, the vibe was already there when I made the song. But I had actually got a lot of beats from different people. Like, you can catch some of my boy Gil, like I was talking about earlier. You can catch some of his stuff on there. I think he produced 3 of the tracks, and I also had got some. I got some beats from this cat named Chabi. There's another guy that produced on named M for Soul. Yondo Music. I got a lot of producers who actually helped me work on this. Features wise, actually don't have. I think I only have one feature actually, and it's like a short little feature, but I had to get him on there because it was my nephew. He goes by Downside, so I had got him on Waves. So if anyone ever gets a chance to check out that, Downside is gonna be on Waves. But yeah, that's basically like really the only feature that I have. The whole project was all mixed by my boy Bmar. He's also a recording artist, excuse me. But he also is an engineer. He's from San Diego as well. On the last track that's on this project, it's Where I Need to Be. I had got some background vocals on there, so like there's not too many features, but there's definitely a lot of hands that had helped make this project into what it is.
And that's great, T. That's great. If you had, and I know you only have 8 tracks on this, but of these 8, if you had a single, if something was to get, if you wanted one of these to, jump on the radio and really get the most exposure of what you talk about, of this Blazerz album and this Blazerz kind of phenomenon, if you will, what would be your single track if you had one?
I'm not sure. I don't think I would pick just one because when I was making this project, I had picked through 30 tracks, and out of those 30 tracks, like these were my top 8, like my 8 favorite ones I did. So like if any of these made it would be great. Like I guess the people would have to just decide that on which one they like the best. But
I would say
great
Hypnotize.
Answer.
Definitely Hypnotize.
Yeah, I'll have to. I'll have to jam out to that.
Hypnotize it is my favorite, but like it would be for the people to decide on which one they would love to hear all the time.
Right. It's I got that feel good kind of shit. You know what I mean? That feel good vibe, which the world, whether they want to have it or not, you know what I mean? Because what's happening on the radio these days is not necessarily that feel good stuff. You know what I mean? That's what the world really needs.
Like, definitely, if you want some feel good, like Hypnotize is one, and Where I Need to Be, which is the last track, that's one. Like those both have some fun, like feel good, like vibes to it.
Right. But of course, at the same time, I could hear like Waves. Waves has got a radio ready sound already.
Right.
So it is. You have a nice selection on it.
Yeah.
And let me ask you on. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. I was just saying, like, exactly what I was saying. Like, all these tracks are like my favorite ones. Like, they all like have like a certain vibe, like for like each kind of like moment you're in. That, well, at least for me. So it's like, yeah, it's just like it's real hard to choose.
Yeah, no, definitely. And that's what if for this episode, usually, we always have a track in all of our episodes when we post it to YouTube. So let me get your permission now that we're gonna throw that Hypnotized on as the intro and outro kind of track. And of course, once you put it on iTunes, you'll be grabbing that advertising revenue off of that one.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Like, I love that track.
All right, hell yeah, we're gonna use that.
Like,
T,
I just want to that a little bit. Like that track is cool. Like it's like if you hear any of the other songs on this project, like it's completely different from all the other. And even like the content, like I'm basically talking about like a girl who is like hypnotizing from like the way she moves, from like the way she smiles to like her grind, and it's just like it's so like hypnotizing. Like she's like. That's like the type of person that you just get like addicted to, and it's like very different from all the other stuff I've ever talked about. So like, it's definitely
it stands out. Yeah, it stands out.
See, shifting gears just a little bit. Jordan and I both have seen you grow as an artist and as an individual. We have a lot of people that are a part of our audience that are up and coming artists themselves or that want to get into the music industry. You firsthand, do you have any advice, really, insight and just good knowledge and value you could bring to some of these guys, either entering the music industry or have already been it, and that would just that would just profit from any words that you would say? Any real advice at all?
From my own experience, I would just have to say, you gotta stay consistent. Like, there's so much people out here trying to do the same thing that you just gotta stay consistent with your craft and like what you really believe in, and put yourself out there as much as possible. Like, there's been some times where like I would have wished that I would have put myself out as much as I could have, because there was way more opportunities than I put myself in. So it's just being consistent, put yourself out there, and don't listen to anybody. There's going to be a lot of people that are going to say, like, oh, like, yeah, it's cool, but that's not what's out right now. That's not what's hot right now. They're going to tell you who you should sound like or what you should do, like, because that's what they think is what people want to hear. Like, so, like, just don't listen to anyone. Always stay true to yourself. Stay consistent, and, like, everything else is just going to fall into play. Like, I remember I had seen this one interview, and Snoop Dogg was saying, like, if it sounds right to you, then it's right. Like, doesn't matter what anyone else says.
Agreed.
Like,
Agreed.
So, like, yeah, like that's like basically my advice that I can give anyone who's trying to do this. Because it's a hard game. Like, there's people that are going to try to knock you down from what you're doing, but they're just doing that because either they didn't succeed in it or they just want to hate. Like, people, like, that's their job, just to hate. But you need those people that are going to hate on you because it's motivating. And, like,
that's
I feel
absolutely
like the greatest, like, revenge is success. So, like, yeah.
Love
like,
it.
That's what I got.
Love it. Folks, time now is 9:27. You're tuning in live to the Chelladurai Inc. show as we have T300 on talking about his Blazerz project. Jordan, any last questions at all before we let T go?
No, I just want to say thanks again, T, for joining us, and we look forward to having you on again when the next project drops, and keep doing what you do, bro.
Thanks, man. And I appreciate y'all. Y'all keep doing what you do. Like what you're doing is the same thing that I'm doing. You guys are grinding. You guys are trying to get your platform to where it needs to be, and I respect it.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thanks. See, again, folks, that's T300. Album drop, Blazerz. Find it on DatPiff, SoundCloud, soon to be on iTunes and Spotify, but right now you can get it on, again, for free on DatPiff and SoundCloud. Also check out his Instagram account, T3HUNDRED. The letter T is in tree, number 3, and 100, all one word. Check him out on Instagram. Follow him. T, thanks so much for coming on tonight. You were a great guest, and we wish you the best, bro.
Thanks. I appreciate y'all. You have a good night.
All right, you too, T.
You too.
Thanks, man. See you. Great
guest tonight, Jordan. The guy is, you and me have seen him come a long way, and just speaking with him right now on the phone has just been great. Really sounds like he's coming along. I mean, he was always just referencing back when he was in that previous group called Black Resume. I mean, those 4 guys that made up that group were all different, very, very different styles. Very talented, all 4 of them. But, Tavares, T, who he went by T then, now T300 on his solo artist name, very versatile. One of the most versatile hip hop artists I've really come to know. I mean, the guy can go from 0 to 100, and just from singing to rapping to kind of doing the whole in between. I mean, just versatility. He brings a whole new level to it, and I really do think he's a very marketable guy with his sound, with his look, his style. Everything is just marketable, and the guy's going to sell. So I'm really happy to hear he's doing well, and that I'll have to check out Blazerz from beginning to end. But we got about 10 seconds left right now, folks, of the regular show. We're about to hit the after-hour spot. Me and Jordan, you can check this out on our website. The last 15 minutes, of course, at www.ChelladuraiInc.com. Jordan, we have anything else? I mean, we just had that wonderful spotlight. I don't know if you wanted to touch on anything that we didn't get to last week. I know we were kind of talking about SEO and stuff. If you wanted to add to anything that... Yeah,
to just build and kind of build off of. We'll go a little less technical this week since we've been so technical the past few weeks. But I think sometimes it's always good when we just have like a case study, so to speak, where you take an individual, like we'll just stick with T, he's been working at his craft, and this is something which applies to everybody, and the funny thing is it applies so much to ourselves, as individuals, as an organization, as far as sticking with what you do. And this is something, that's so important in today's world because there are so many different options. And if you dabble a little here and dabble a little there, you'll never get anything done. And if you look at T, I mean, as far as what he's been doing, he's been working on music for well over a decade now, but he still sticks to it in a disciplined fashion. I don't know how many other artists are kind of funneling down their projects from 30 songs. That means he's been working much heavier than what he's actually let us hear. He's given us just the best, and kind of to watch him, further pursue what he's doing and stay dedicated by moving to LA. That's something which also, from San Diego, that's something that also can provide us all with kind of a lesson that no matter what it is that you're doing, you need to chase after it. You need to go after it. So that's to say, and we've seen that with other friends of ours, that if it's not happening for you in a certain city, you don't give up. You go to the next city and get what you're looking for. That's really kind of the message of the week. This week is, you pick your shovel up and you start digging and keep digging and don't stop. There's never, it's so easy to kind of get a certain level of success. And it's funny because since we're talking about music, we can also touch on this. Aaron, I know we were kind of speaking about this earlier, about super producer Scott Storch, who attained a extremely high level of success in music and basically just spun out of control. It's so important to stay rooted and stay grounded to reality and kind of to your disciplines and to your values, even as you rise. Because, and that's not easy. That is not easy. If you were to have $100 million all of a sudden, come into your possession, are you able to stick to your values and stick to what you said you were going to do, Are you still going to get up and, have that jog around the block? Or are you still going to continue to go to maybe sleep in a timely manner? Are you still going to eat your foods that got you to where you became successful? So it's so many things like that you need to keep in mind when reaching success, and never to forget that, because the higher you climb, the farther you fall. So, all the money in the world can't replace health or family members. And that's not to say be content with where you're at today, but that's to say be thankful for what you have today. That's one of the most important things. If you aren't grateful for what you've already got in life, then how do you expect to receive more? And be thankful for what you have, but work harder to achieve more. That's just my kind of after thoughts, on that.
Absolutely. God, I'm just going to rename this section Final Thoughts, Closing Arguments with Jordan. I haven't decided if it's going to be closing arguments or final thoughts, but anyway, yeah, Jordan, I completely agree. And both about T3HUNDRED and Scott Storch. I'm amazed at some of the guys that can actually fight through I know there's a lot of people in many industries that can fall, that can fail, but it's the ones really that persevere that lead to their optimal success. Failure, everybody goes through failure. Everybody. There's not one person, I don't care what they've done or where they're at now, they failed. I mean, we all hear stories growing up about Abraham Lincoln, how it took him forever to, how he failed miserably at everything he did in politics. And then in 1860, he gets elected president. Michael Jordan, not making his high school basketball team. The number of times that he's failed, the number of shots that he's missed. Albert Einstein, failing math his freshman year in high school. You hear about all these things. I know these guys are, some of these guys are, one out of a million, but I mean, it still goes to show you, it just illustrates the fact that, I mean, giving up is just not the option. It's just simply not an option. It's not even on the same playing field, So again, persevering, getting through, fighting through adversity like quicksand, just clawing through it in a canoe. Just get through it. Get through it. Don't stop, because giving up, you already know that there's only one outcome to come from giving up, and we all know what that outcome is. But if you don't give up, you got a shot. You got a shot. So it's really, I might be very simple-minded right now, but it's very fundamental. It's very fundamental when we're talking about success. If you're passionate about something and this hobby is turned into more than just a hobby and you want to pursue something, whatever that may be, I mean, we all hear about the little, the train, the little engine that could. I mean, we're taught that for a reason at a young age. It's one of the very few things I think we are taught at a young age that have so much value, because not stopping, never stopping, can't stop, won't stop. I mean, that is a term that's thrown around a lot, especially in the hip hop world. But you can't stop and you won't stop. You got to keep going. Don't stop. Keep going. Jordan and I had a little exercise video that we posted on our social media site, and we labeled it "Don't Stop, Keep Going." Check that out on our Instagram page, by the way, ChelladuraiInc.com. But Jordan, I think you could appreciate what I'm saying is just. Oh yeah,
definitely. Just and I agree with what you're saying. Keeping it basic, like you said. I just want to point that out. It is about the fundamentals and keeping it basic.
And, perfect example here, T300 right here. Again, we've known him a long time. We've seen him from the bottom. I mean, off the record, I used to work with this guy as a teenager at Kmart in our local neighborhood, when he was just beating on the desk or beating, just at break. Now he's on SoundCloud. Now he's doing this. Now he's booking shows. Now he's, the guy is marketable. He's online. He's everywhere because he's stuck with his heart. He stayed in line. An interesting book. We've referenced this guy before, guys, going back to, selling in our books. A guy named Brian Tracy. He talks about, whatever you're doing, stay in line. Stay in line. Don't get out of line, because at the line is the buffet. And at that buffet, you get what you want. And people like Tavares, people like Jordan, people like myself, people like me, we haven't gotten out of line. By all means, I haven't had my steak yet. I haven't had my steak. I'm in the back holding the ticket, but I haven't gotten out of my line. I didn't go back to the car and say screw it. So might be a little. I think that was a pretty good analogy. Sorry if I'm getting deep, folks. Time now is 9:40. I really want to thank everybody who joined us live. For all those who don't, you guys can check out our website, of course, ChelladuraiInc.com. We have our archived shows. Feel free to check out any one of them. I believe this is episode 46. Jordan and I have been doing this a little bit, but time is relative. We want to do 46,000 of these shows. So, Jordan, unless you had anything else, that was probably going to be it for us this evening.
No, that was all I really had. I think it was an excellent show, and thank everybody for coming on.
Guys, thanks so much again. We'll be here same time, same day next week, Thursdays at 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you're not Pacific Standard Time, know how many hours you are different from Pacific Standard Time. 9 p.m. our time. We'll see you guys next week. Got a great show lined up for you. I'm Aaron. He's Jordan. That was T300 today. Do check him out on social media, SoundCloud, and DatPiff as he drops his new album, Blazerz. Congratulations from Jordan and I both. And we'll see you guys next week. Thanks so much. Take care.
And now you're hers. Ooh, yeah. She the type to hypnotize by that smile on her face, how she shake that booty to the bass. I could get lost in her eyes. She the type to hypnotize by that smile on her face, how she shake that booty to the bass. I could get lost in her eyes. Baby, stay dreaming. Baby, stay scheming. Get into the dollars. Party on the weekend. And you know she deserve it, yeah. So you dance all night, 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 and the drinks keep coming. You live your life, ain't worried about nothing. You wait, this is Monday, to get back to the weekend. So get down with your bad self. Okay, don't hurt nobody, okay, don't hurt nobody. She the type to hypnotize by that smile on her face, and she shake that booty to the bass. I could get lost in her eyes. She the type to hypnotize by that smile on her face, and she shake that booty to the bass. I could get lost in her eyes. The smile is definitely worth $1 billion, and her mind's amazing, so that makes her look so plus. Foxy thing in that little black dress, foxy thing in that little black dress. She can't help but take a pic. She grind on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday night. She let it all go. She grind on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday night. She let it all go. She the type to hypnotize by that smile on her face, how she shake that booty to the bass. I could get lost in her eyes. She the type to hypnotize by that smile on her face, how she shake that booty to the bass. I could get lost in her eyes. She the type to hypnotize by that smile on her face, how she shake that booty to the bass. I could get lost in her eyes. She the type to hypnotize by that smile on her face, how she shake that booty to the bass. I could get lost in her eyes. She the sugar honey.